Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is your one and only Alpha. Today I am going to tell you another beautiful story and it is called My Baby Daddies. But before anything else, if you like hearing strong and inspiring real life stories, then you should definitely subscribe to my channel because I will be uploading new stories each week to keep us all inspired. So, what are we waiting for? Let's now dive in with our story of the day. The relationship started between Danny, Stewart, and Pete Mercurio was in the year 1997. Danny works as a social worker and Pete works as a web designer and a playwright. They lived in together with a flatmate in New York City. They were dreaming of big things as a couple, but having a family was far from it, or so they think. In the summer of 2000, Danny is on his way to meet Pete for a dinner. As he climbed to the stairs to exit station 14, something caught his eye. What he saw is a bundled sweatshirt with two legs peeking out. He thought that, you know what, there's probably a child who must left her doll onto the floor, so should be okay. But then that's not the case at all, because that leg started to move and start to spread wide. And he carefully looked at it and went to it closer, and he realized that he wasn't looking at a baby doll. He was actually looking at a newborn baby with its umbilical cord still attached. And he was like so shocked and so much in disbelief that he was actually looking at a baby bundled in a sweatshirt. Why would someone abandon a newborn baby onto the floor on a subway station too? He started panicking. He started telling everyone, oh my god, I found a baby. But nobody is paying attention to him. So what he did is actually called the police, telling them that I found an abandoned baby on the subway station. There were so many things running onto his mind. He thought that the police officer would probably think this is just a prank call. Pete was at his apartment at that time preparing for the dinner and all that, and then he called Pete like, Pete, I found an abandoned baby at the subway. Can you please call the police station and let them know that it's true? Pete at that time, he was so unsure, like, is this real what I'm hearing? Minutes afterwards, the police officer arrived. And around the same time, Pete arrived too as well. The authorities took the baby with them. The citywide spread search began to look for the parents of the baby. So out of curiosity, Danny wanted to be sure that the baby is okay. If there's any news, what's going on? Unfortunately, there's none. No news of whatsoever. Months afterwards, Danny received an invitation from a judge to witness a court hearing. Because nobody has claimed the baby, of course, he has to be a witness. We're in court about what happened and explain to them how he had found the baby. Little did he know that that particular moment would change his life forever. Because that day, the judge had asked him, would he be interested in adopting the baby? The first thing that he thought in his mind is that, how's that going to be possible? So after the whole court session ended, he quickly phoned Pete to let him know what actually happened, that he's going to be adopting the baby, and the judge offered it to him, so he said yes, because he's the founder who found the baby. There must be a reason for it. For Pete, he already liked what they have, the way they were living. They're happy, just the two of them. Pete actually asked Danny, go back and tell them you made a mistake. You're gonna decline the offer of adopting the baby. You're gonna pass on this one. Over the next course of weeks right after that court hearing, there's a lot of heated arguments. There's a lot of commotions between the two of them, because Danny strongly believes that there's a reason why he had found a baby. And at one point, he even told Pete that whether you like it or not, I'm going to proceed with the adoption. Even though the fact that Pete is totally against about this idea, he knows for a fact that he wanted to have a family with Danny one day. So yes, they both agreed. They adopted the baby. At that particular moment with them, as they were visiting the foster care, the caseworker gently handed over the baby to Danny. He was just looking at it and he was just talking. He was like, remember me? And then the baby actually hold his finger so tight, and oh my god, it was so special for Danny. So after that, the adoption process begins. There were home visit, obviously background checks and all those kind of things that needed to be dealt with beforehand. They were requested to attend another court hearing. It was around the holiday, December 20th. The presiding judge actually asked if they would like to have the baby for the holidays. In a split second, in just a matter of days, they had to change their apartment into a nursery room somewhat. So they had to quickly buy all of the things needed in order for them to have a place for the baby. It became a family affair because both of their families helping to actually make this extra special moment for the two of them. So December 22, 2 days after the court hearing, they were able to bring home the baby. And it was just a special moment between Danny and Pete because that time is actually snowing. It's so magical. It was almost like a Christmas gift for the couple. Danny requested for the baby to stay with them longer, even though it was only suggested for the baby Kevin to stay with him over the holidays. However, given the fact that they're not comfortable about bringing back the baby to its foster care home because of the condition, the caseworker called them and gave them the good news that yes, they could actually keep the baby while completing the process of adoption. And they were so ecstatic and happy about it. Danny, Pete, and Kevin started a life together ever since. 21 years afterwards, Kevin is now a full grown-up kid. He's attending college, studying math and computer science. According to the couple, they couldn't believe that their life would have been much more meaningful and rich because of this particular situation. Why did I share with you guys the story? Because it's so beautiful. Life has its own way of showing us or bringing us different miracles or treasure that at the beginning we might thought that it is a burden, but it's actually a gift. According to the couple, they didn't know what real love meant. The unconditional love that you could give to another person like your own, even though they're not biologically yours, is beautiful. Just from my experience, we never thought, or my partner never thought that he would end up with a single mom. And he would never ever thought that having a child is something on his list either. But then again, we came along in an unexpected way that he found true love himself. And now the bond that they have together is beautiful. It's so strong that my daughter even calls him the one that I love the most, because the love that he had for her is unconditional. It's a beautiful process. And I truly believe that life has its own way of showing us or teaching us what true love meant. And when you find that, you hold them dear to your heart. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to show some love and support, and also let me know what you think of this story. What is that one thing that you wish you knew before adopting a child? If you'd like to contact me or suggest a story, feel free to do so. I always look forward to that or hearing from you guys, so my information will be onto the description below. I really appreciate your time once again. Thank you so much. Until next time, bye for now.